All right, cool.
It.
Hey,
how can you not
welcome everybody. Yeah. Hey, how about that? A little bit of a new intro video teasing a little bit about what we're going to talk about today. Hey, thanks for joining us on our live stream. This is our monthly platform live stream that we do where we break down what a true platform is, why we think it's important for MSPs to have this mindset of taking a true platform and implementing it in their business. And I'm really excited today because we've got some special guests. So I'm Brian Troy, the Senior Director of Product Marketing at ConnectWise, and I'm joined by two of my great friends, Will and Jake. Will, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we'll flip it over to Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Will Dowling. I'm Product Marketing Manager here at ConnectWise, and I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a good time today.
Brian, I am so excited to be here with you and with Will, especially as we got a nice little hurricane that's bearing down on us. And if you see me looking to my right, I'm just wondering what's happening, right? So I'm sitting right next to a window, just as every person shouldn't be during a hurricane. But I couldn't miss this session for anything. And I'm just so psyched looking at that intro video. I can't wait to get into it. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself. Yeah. Jake Varghese, EVP and GM for Business Management here at ConnectWise. That's what happens when you're excited, Brian.
Right?
It is. It is. And hey, for anybody that's unaware, ConnectWise is headquartered in Tampa, Florida. And yeah, there's a little bit of a storm off the coast right now. And so for the most part, we're all okay. We wouldn't miss this live stream for anything. Nothing will stop the platform momentum. Not even a hurricane.
Not even a hurricane.
But we always like to have a little fun on these ones. So Jake's already kind of told his hurricane story. He's out looking at a window out of a hotel because apparently his apartment kicked him out. Will, what's your hurricane story?
Oh, well, I love hurricanes, especially doing live streams and demos during a hurricane. One of my favorite things in the whole world. All of my trees have already been knocked over. So we're clear. Like everything's knocked over already. I'm just sitting here looking out my window as well. So, if we have some tech difficulties today, do just, kind of give us a little grace because there's a little bit of
yeah, for sure.
Just saying.
For sure. So Jake, your first hurricane, right?
It is my first hurricane, and I wouldn't miss it. And I noticed that one of our attendees just mentioned that it's just a category 3. That's right. It is just a category 3.
Just a category 3.
So, there's a little bit of trepidation, but I'm also a little bit excited. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the right combination, but I feel that both of you being true Floridians, you've kind of been through this, been there, done that. But I'm kind of looking forward. I hope everyone stays safe, and it just passes us by. And frankly, wherever it makes landfall, right? I'm praying for everyone out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. We've got a lot of really great partners in the panhandle of Florida where this storm is going. And just want to say that we're thinking about you, and hopefully everything works out well and that it's quickly out of your way so you can get back to normal life. So just want to give a little bit of context as to why we're doing this live stream. We've been doing this series for 7 or 8 months now. And the purpose is really to talk about what's the value that a true MSP platform can bring to our partners, can bring to our market. And we've had a lot of different guests on. We've had a lot of different talks that we've had. We feel strongly that what we're doing at ConnectWise is very unique, and it's something that will help our partners be more successful. So we want to take a little bit of an angle today. We don't always have a ConnectWise focus. We typically have like an industry focus, but Jake and Will have some awesome news. They've got some really cool things that we want to show everybody. And we thought that this would be a wonderful time. So Jake, if you can maybe just give us a little bit of insight into why we're bringing PSA over to Asio, and why is that important for our MSP ecosystem?
Brian and Will, the number one thing that our partners have told us is, hey, now that RMM is in Asio, and you got a lot of our security solutions, including Security 360, that's on Asio. It's an early access, soon to go GA. And what about the PSA? And my point is absolutely, right? I mean, PSA is when Asio really, really shines through and becomes real. And as both of you know, but maybe some of our partners don't know, that we've been working on this for the better part of about 1.5 years now. And last year at IT Nation Connect, there was a big reveal of project management and procurement. But then we connected that to our existing PSA, our classic PSA. But then what we did was, now that everything is in place, we put PSA directly into Asio, and I can't wait to see the demo that Will's going to show us. And in that demo, you'll just see how first of all, it's a beautiful experience, right? And then you'll see that, the complexity and the sophistication of the PSA that's been around for 20 plus years. We're bringing that into Asio. And as will show you, a lot of the capabilities are already in Asio, and everything that Will is showing you today, it's the product. It is not a mock-up. It is not a fancy Figma. It is not screenshots or PowerPoints or some fancy creative stuff. This is real product that's available right now in preview. And Brian will tell you a little bit later about what you can do if you want to get your hands on PSA and Asio.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jake, I got to give a quick shout out. I had a wonderful call earlier today with some partners, Upcosta Technology Services in New Jersey. And we were talking about PSA and Asio, and we spent some time looking at it. And a lot of the interest and a lot of the topics of conversation on our call were around, like, where are we at? What's the timeline? What are the things that we're really focused on? And so maybe just tell everybody for, let's say the next 3.5 months, 4 months, what are your priorities for PSA and Asio?
I'm just maniacally focused on PSA and Asio. So as you think about the various personas, right, that use a PSA within an MSP, within a TSP, right? We have a lot of love for our service desk persona, right? So there's ticketing, and ticketing is, we've already released phase 1 of ticketing. Phase 2 and phase 3 are going to go live over the course of the next couple of months leading into December of this year. So you'll have PSA and Asio ticketing. As I told you, procurement is completely, fully done, available to you right now within PSA and Asio. Our project management solution that we reimagined last year, continue to enhance it. That's available, right? All of the vast majority of finance is available already within, think about agreements, think about invoicing. And by the end of this year, we're going to have time available as well. So now when you think about this, there's the service desk persona that is covered. There's the finance persona that's covered. There's procurement that's covered. And then we're kind of layering in all of the goodness of Asio, right? The beautiful user experience and how you can just move around stuff and make it just very kind of customizable and personalizable to your own end use case. I'm super excited. And by the way, we'll continue to develop. And here's one key thing that I wanted to share is that as opposed to taking a big bang approach that we might have taken previously, we're continuing to deploy new capabilities every other week, right? So if you've been waiting, wondering what's going on here, this is the right time to lean in, start becoming familiar with the Asio construct, just everything, how everything works, including the brand new navigation bar. And soon you'll see that you'll be spending more time within PSA and Asio versus the classic PSA. And that's exactly what we're hoping is going to happen as we bring all these capabilities of the PSA in Asio.
You guys want to show it to them? I mean, that's why everybody's here. That's what everybody wants to see. Let's pull it up. Let's show it. It's real. Will, take it away, my friend.
All right. Let's see if we can do this during hurricane time. So as we're starting here, you're going to be able to launch Asio from ConnectWise Home. So it makes it super quick, super easy to get into all of your ConnectWise solutions. So Asio platform, we can launch it right there. As we launch in, we're in Asio. This is awesome because this is, again, where everything is. Like I just saw Keith Nelson comment. By the way, hi, Keith. Glad to have you on the stream. Again, I love it. It's all in one pane of glass. This means you're spending less time having to sit there and jump between products. So on our left nav bar here, if you notice, we've got everything from finance to, alert management, client management, patching, et cetera. It's all in one place. And we are actually launching a new left nav bar to help make a lot more sense of this coming, I think, October 1st to really help to streamline that whole experience for everyone who's on Asio. So that's coming. It's going to be awesome.
Will, real quick, hold on. The left navigation there, it doesn't say, hey, you've got your PSA navigation. Hey, you've got a separate RMM navigation. You've got a separate security navigation.
Correct.
With a real platform, everything is all in one spot.
One
what
place.
I see there.
one flow. Like I can get to anything that I have access to in Asio right from this nav bar. So if I'm using RMM, Security 360, etc., I've got access to it right here in one place. I'm not having to log into different solutions. I'm not having to go, all right, which tab do I have this thing open on? It's all right there in one place, which is amazing. Now, let's kind of talk through, I'm going to start with some agreement information here because, again, like we'd love to talk service desk a lot. So I'm going to start in a little bit of a different place. With our agreements details here, you're going to notice a lot of familiarity as I'm going through things today. This is the same PSA you guys know and love. It's just backed by the power of Asio. So much more modern experience, much cleaner UI, again, all in one place. So as we're in here, we can see, hey, here's the agreement. Here's quick access to see hey, what additions do we have? What times on this thing? All of that jazz right here in one place. I can even go in, update, what our parameters are, billing information, even covered work types and work roles. And it's in a much cleaner interface here. So this makes it a lot easier for us to go in, see everything right here in one place. I also really love the fact that, if I don't want to see all this stuff here front and center, I can come in here and I can change and create my own layout. So if I want to see, for example, like work types, work roles, or an overcap or a recap right here front and center, I can create a new layout and I can go ahead and do that. Now, with this as well, if I need to see something, like the additions we have in here, and again, hopefully these screens will work. Again, hurricane right now, so give us a little grace on this. If I want to see like, hey, here's all of the things that we have set up for this customer, right? If I need to make some updates, I can go in, I can quickly, easily select these. And then guess what? I got lots of mass actions. We're doing a lot with mass actions as we're coming into, the age of Asio, as I'll call it, because this is really where we have the ability to, hey, if I need to update, quantity, if I need to update taxable flags, update effective dates or cancel dates in bulk, I can do it with mass actions. I'm not having to sit there and jump into one, update it, jump into the next one, update it. So it makes it a lot easier to really be able to drive a lot more efficiency. Now, let's talk about, and I'm excited about this page. This here is our agreement overview. So if I want to see like all of our agreements across the board, I can do that from right here within this. But I can also come in and I can customize like, hey, what screens do I want to see? Do I really need to know like who the subcontractors are or what territory this is in or, like what departments this is? I can go in, I can thin out those screens. But I can also come in and if I'm, one of those people who loves efficiency, like my peeps over in the MSP geek community, who, don't want any white space, you come in and you can make it a more compact UI. So you can show more things. If you're like me and you have terrible eyes and maybe, mild dyslexia and you want to be able to see in more comfortable view, I can come in here and I can change that to that more comfortable view, or you can just keep it standard here. So again, it's all about usability. It's giving you the ability to see what you want to see. You have the ability, again, to create views on all of these screens. Now, the other thing I like about this is, again, if I've got, these 5 agreements here that I need to do updates on, man, I don't want to do it all on my own. I can come in here, I can update, billing information. I can even bill prorated additions immediately, update tax codes, because that's always a pain. This allows us to be able to do that. And again, more mass actions are going to be coming. It makes it a lot easier for us to be able to drive a lot of that efficiency in here. Pretty cool, right?
Very cool. I'm liking what I'm seeing, Will.
Love it. So I will say it's a little bright for my eyes right now. So with this, I can come in if I want to. Guess what? I can do dark mode. I can change the language. I'm not going to change the language because I only speak one language. But if I want to go ahead and throw it in dark mode, boom, we're in dark mode now. We can sit here. We can have fun. So it makes it very easy for us to be able to come in, see what's going on, go from there. Super quick, super easy. I'm going to change it back to light mode just to...
I was hoping that you would change the language to like...
I wouldn't be able to navigate if I put it in a different language. That might make this demo
That's what I was going to say. You would be able to get back.
Like, we're going to just make it up as we go here. All right. So let's kind of shift gears here and talk a little bit about things like invoicing. And again, this is really just very high level. This is, walking through the new UI with everybody, showing you what you're going to see, how it's going to look for you. if I'm in here in invoicing and I need to see, invoicing or agreement invoicing, I've got it all in one place. And again, you'll notice I've got those same options to be able to filter stuff, to be able to change, what columns, what the density of those is, all right here in one place. I also have the ability to come in, again, mass actions, boom, create those invoices, make it very quick, very easy to get those invoices created. If I need to see like what's going on with any of these, I can click into one. I can see your time, expense, project, data, all of that. Of course, this only has, I think, some product or expenses on it. And you can have it all right here in one place. So it makes it super quick, super easy to see what's going on. You can get those invoices created. You can even, if you need to export or, be able to report some information, you can do that. And again, click in, mass actions. I can create that invoice, write it off right here in one place. Now, let's talk about procurement. So if I'm on the procurement side of things, let's face it, sometimes procurement can be a slog. With PSA and Asio, I have
nobody likes procurement. No MSP likes doing procurement.
I literally never heard an MSP say, man, I love procurement. Never, ever. And the day I do, I'm probably going to buy that person a drink because clearly they need it. So from here, if I'm looking at like our product catalog, I need to get some stuff ordered. I can see it all in, again, a much quicker, easier interface here. I can even create those invoice groupings of products. So if we have those items in there, we can group them together. But this also allows me, as I'm in here, to do things like jump into this screen, show, hey, here's this Z-Book, here's all the details about it. If we know who the manufacturer is, etc., we can have that in here, put in our notes, put in pricing information. If I need to see, markup percentages, etc. Real quick, real easy. Even got a vendor list here that I can show like, hey, who's the preferred vendor for this item if I need to order it? And it makes it, again, quick and easy to just see all
Will, I just wanted to say one thing there. Yeah. If you notice, you can actually assign multiple vendors to one product. That is a brand new Asio thing, right? So I'm super excited about that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm glad you called that out, Jake. So again, multiple vendors. If you have like 5 dudes that you source these things from, guess what? You can put all 5 of them in here. If you like one of them more than the other, you can make them a preferred vendor. So makes it a lot easier to start with that sourcing from here. Now, again, I can also come in if I need to. I can update additional information. So if I'm back in that product catalog here and I've got, these 4 items that I need to make updates to, guess what? I got a ton of mass actions here with product now. So if I need to change like, hey, which of these items are taxable this week? I can go in, I can do that. I can update, I can, make a lot of them inactive. I can serialize them, do whatever we really need to, again, with those mass actions so that we're not having to sit there and click into each one, make an update, click out, go from there. This is where you start to scale. This is where we start to really drive a lot more efficiency as we're working within Asio. So maybe, just maybe someday in the future, we will have an MSP that says, I really like procurement in Asio. I'm going to hope and dream someday we have that.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. So anything else either of you guys want to add on any of these before we jump into things like, maybe ticketing?
I want to see some ticketing, man. Well, go ahead, Jake.
I want to see ticketing, but I just wanted to see, hey, this, as you're using the product, you can see the performance of the product, right? It's pretty spiffy, and we're still working on performance, right? I mean, we're also used to this clicking and stuff happening quickly, right? Already it's very spiffy, and we're going to add on to that. We're just because, with performance, right, it never stops, right? We keep working on it. But yeah, let's get to ticketing as well, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and, I see Keith Nelson was asking, hey, is Asio procurement connected to CPQ? So, if you've got your current PSA and your CPQ connected, it's still going to update. And this is a beautiful thing we haven't talked about yet. If you're a current PSA partner and you want to start looking at and playing around and using PSA and Asio, guess what? Your information's already there. It's already, if you make changes to PSA and Asio, it's your live data. You're not going to have to sit there and do some big migration. You're not going to have to sit and redo all of your stuff.
Wait a minute. Will, no migration?
No, I did not say migration. I said no migration.
No migration. That's what I mean. No migration. That is awesome. That is a big deal. It is a big deal. People can use this right now.
Yeah, I mean, like when you get access to this, guess what? Your data's in it. You can start using it.
Yeah.
Like just full transparency in the future. There may be some things where you have to map, like your companies, et cetera, because ASIO companies and PSA companies have some slight differences, and we want to make sure your data is going where it needs to. So there will be mapping tools like that in the near future. But no migration. It's just there for you to use. Which is awesome. So, Jake, thank you and your team for making it easy on our partners for that. Now, let's talk ticketing. Ticketing, again, it's where everybody lives at some point in their lives. I started my ConnectWise career in our ticketing system. So I know it, I love it. And, being able to really see what's going on allows you a lot more control over your day here. So, from this, I can see like my tickets. I like the little dashboard here. It's just like, hey, what do I have due today? Anything's past due, what I've scheduled. So if I have those items, in my daily calendar, it'll show up right here on this neat dashboard. And I can see what's going on. I can see, hey, where are we as far as SLAs? And, hey, look, I got a ticket here. It looks like Ultramarine Astrodynamics here broke their keyboard again. So at that point, I can go ahead, I can click into the ticket here. And I can see, hey, it looks like Rob broke his keyboard again. This is like the fourth one this year.
Rob's got anger issues, man.
Rob's got a very strong hands, so he types with purpose. Yeah. So I can see, hey, look, we've gone ahead. I scheduled Mike Raffia because I don't want to deal with keyboard breaking Rob. But I can see, like, we've got Rob's PC here. I can even scroll over and see, like, so we have serial number, any other information. And as I'm working in here, guess what? I can add time entries. I can notify Rob whenever we're talking to him, add responses from right here in line. Even see, like, that overview, see what agreement is attached to it. We can budget out those hours. And then you see how much time has been added to this. Even, like what products we're adding. So I went ahead, I put a new keyboard on here. It's right here in our products tab. And even task lists. So again, very much what you know and love with PSA, just a much more modern interface. And again, you're going to continue to see even more enhancements because, like Jake mentioned, there's still a phase 2 and a phase 3 of ticketing to come. So this is just the beginning.
Hey, Will, let me ask you a question. Like the task list down there, like if that's something that you're really interested in, my friends at Upcasa, we were talking about this today. You're able to pull that pod up if you want to see that in a different view, right? This screen is also configurable. Is that correct?
So this screen will be configurable. I think that's coming in phase 2. Right now, it is very, very solid. Phase 2 will allow you to edit that view a lot more and really customize it the way you want to customize it so that you can set it up for your own workflow.
And Will, like you said, right? Phase 2 is October and phase 3 is December. So
it's not like
we're here. It's almost October.
Already it's a really good feature set, but we're just going to keep adding to it. And I can't wait for more of our partners to start using this. I'm getting excited.
Absolutely. I'm super excited by it. So again, it's a lot of the same stuff you're used to. It's so much cleaner. It's so much easier to use, so much more configurable than what you've had to use in the past. Now, with this, if you notice, there's some pods right here that, this one says, hey, there's no knowledge base articles, and this one's starting to look right. Well, guess what? IT Boost is going to be in here as well. So you'll be able to see your linked items from IT Boost and any knowledge base articles that are relevant to this ticket from right there in the ticket now. So that's coming in the very near future. And it's something that I'm excited for because who wants to have to go somewhere else to find your documentation when you can have it right there in the ticket, right?
Yeah, and I mean, documentation is huge, right? We're trying to help our partners be more efficient, and we want you to be able to do more with less. And if you've got that documentation right there at your fingertips, right in the ticket where you're working, really important.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that keyboard that we've got to find for Rob, right? Well, if we're in a purchasing screen here, I can come in and I can see, hey, there's that keyboard that I've got to get for Rob. I can go ahead. I can create a PO for this. If I need to update anything from within here, I can go ahead. I can update it right from the purchasing and the purchasing approvals. So it makes it very quick, very easy for us to go ahead, get that keyboard ordered from our preferred vendor and start that process of getting Rob his new metal keyboard that he won't break as easily. Now, as we have those in here and we create purchase orders, from here I can see, hey, where are we at? What's the PO number? All of that same awesome information. Even be able to come in, put in our notes, see who it's for, where we're shipping it to, all of that jazz right from within this. And again, quick access bar. I love the quick access because I can just see, hey, if there's sales and service information, any notes, attachments, etc., all right here in one place. And again, I still have the ability to, do some mass actions, see the products within here, and be able to, add products or update all of that from right here in one place. So again, makes it quick, makes it easy, all right from that PO. Now, with that, if I need to go ahead and I need to invoice stuff, right? Well, we've seen that a little bit. This is where I can just jump in. If I've got that PO created, I can go ahead. I can invoice for it right there. I can go ahead. I can make sure that it's all in one place. I can even do those agreement invoices from here. And as we've got that done, again, I can come in. I can do those mass actions, create those, open them, do whatever I need to right from one place. So,
And Will, did you notice that, we have the column filters there for easy access and for you to be able to use it?
I love the column filters. So it makes it super easy to be able to be like, let's say there's a ton of information on the screen. I don't necessarily need it all. Makes it super quick, super easy. Go in, have the information you need for the job you're doing, not the job everyone else is doing. Exactly. And again, customize it for the way you work. Again, if you're someone who loves those tiny, tiny screens, there you go. Or if you're like Keith Nelson and I, and you want it in that comfort view, boom, got you covered there. So look, I'm super excited about this. This is really just a taste of what PSA and Asio has to offer. We didn't even get into things like, opportunities, which is currently being worked on, or really a lot of the other screens in PSA, because there are a ton. And, like Jake, your team's had a monumental task with really taking all of the goodness of PSA and putting it in Asio. So like, that's huge, man.
No, it is. I mean, because, when you try to re-platform something, and we have a lot of technical folks on here, right? I mean, re-platforming is not easy.
No.
And what makes it harder is what you said previously, Will, where you don't have migrations, right? I mean, how do you ensure that you continue to have business continuity and have no work stoppage, et cetera, but then get to use this brand new solution in Asio, right? So it's been an awesome technical challenge, and a lot of credit to the engineering team, to the product team, and to the design team, and frankly, to marketing, sales, just all up. It's been a team effort, and can't wait for our partners to start using this.
So absolutely. So let's talk about partners using that for a second. That's something I really want to dig into, because I know everyone who's watching this is probably like, okay, when can I do these things? When can I play with this? So there's going to be a few ways. First and foremost, join the virtual community. There's always information there. We're very active there. Also, if you really want to join PSA and Asio, there's going to be a few things you have to do. First and foremost, right now, you do have to be a cloud partner, and you do have to have ConnectWise SSO enabled. If you have those two prerequisites done, then you can actually just send an email to PSA and Asio preview at connectwise.com, and we'll get you on the wait list. Now, there are going to be some things, like for example, we want to make sure that whenever we enable you, it's not going to impact like your day-to-day work, et cetera. So we are starting with partners that haven't had an Asio experience yet, and we are rolling this out over the next couple of months to basically everybody. So with that, just keep in the loop. We're talking about this constantly. There is going to be some updates in the university detailing what the plan is, what different phases are, because we are doing this in 3 phases, right, Jake?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, I mean, Will, you touched upon everything, and I'm super happy that there's a ticker at the bottom that shows what needs to get done. My key request to each and every one of you, and also please share it with your friends, is, now is the time to lean in, right? Going into IT Nation, we're going to be making a big deal about this, and everything that Will showed you. I mean, you get a teaser of, that and more that we're going to showcase at IT Nation Connect. Oh, by the way, it is looks like, Brian, is just about a month away. And I was just looking at all the things that we're going to announce at IT Nation Connect. I'm so excited. and PSA Asio is going to be one of the top billings at IT Nation Connect this year.
I'm excited for that.
It's going to be a great event. We certainly would love to see everybody there. If you've never been before, it's really epic, and if you have been, then you know. And we look forward to seeing you. One of the things that Will hit on, the virtual community, I think that it's cool that participants in this early access program have a dedicated virtual community spot where they can work together, ask questions, interact with Jake and his team, interact with colleagues at ConnectWise. That's pretty cool, right?
It is, and it's the product folks, it's the engineering folks, it's our folks like Will and Brian who are so knowledgeable about this entire domain. They're the ones answering your questions, right? And I mean, that's the kind of engagement that we want to set up with the IT Nation. So please, like I said, I'm sounding like a broken record now, Will, is that engage, lean in, right? Because there's a lot of goodness in here. And if you do see any rough edges, let us know, right? We're very quick in responding to partner feedback.
Absolutely. That's a really good call out, Jake. If there are rough edges, we want to know about them. Other thing is, I just want to mention this real quick. Like with the PSA and Asio preview, we're not expecting you to actually do your day-to-day work out of it yet. We want you to go in, we want you to experience it, see, hey, what do you like? What do you don't like? So we can get that feedback from you. And that way, as we're moving closer to a more widespread early access, it's going to be more ready for you. Now, as we continue to go through those different phases that, Jake's mentioned a couple of times, I've mentioned a couple of times, and, you have complete parity with PSA today, at that point, you can move that team over to PSA and Asio. It's not meant to be a switch you flip on. It's going to be when it makes sense for you and when you're ready to move over, do it. Like that's really the way that we want you to experience it. It's not something we want to cram down your throat. We want you to be comfortable with it. We want you to be ready for it. And as let's say, as your procurement team can do their entire job from PSA and Asio, start using PSA and Asio. It's going to be right there. It's still going to have all of your actual data, so you're not having to do double entry on anything. And this is really where you can start to I'm not going to use the M word. I'm going to say you can start to enable your teams to start using PSA and Asio as it makes sense. Did I kind of hit that well enough, Jake?
Absolutely. You did a great job. Will.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, well, we've gone for a little while. Hey, before we wrap up, though, I did want to circle back. We did have a question in the chat from Brent around quote and invoice format. The existing options for custom formatting are a bit dated. Is there an update there on what we're doing with quote and invoice formatting?
I don't know that one off the top of my head. I don't know when it's coming. I know that's something that's on the docket, but I don't know what the actual timeline on that is.
Indeed. So how about this, right? We'll answer that question in the virtual community. How about that? That's a great question. We'll circle back with a response in the virtual community. Thanks for asking that. Please do stay connected there, because that community is really, really taken off. It's very vibrant, and we're hoping that a lot of high quality discussions happen within that community.
Great. All right. So 3 things that we're going to ask of everybody today before we go ahead and wrap up. Number 1, if you're interested in joining us in the preview, you've got the information that you need. It's in the chat. You saw the ticker. Send an email into that area. Get involved. We'd love to have you. Number 2, join that virtual community. That's where a lot of the action happens. That's where a lot of things are answered very quickly so that you don't have to wait around and try to solve something yourself. Chances are somebody's already experienced it. They can tell you how to help. And then also you can give feedback, and we take that feedback and build it into the products. And then the third thing, if you're not already registered, go register for IT Nation. Like Jake said, it is right around the corner. It's very close to being sold out. So please make sure that you're there, because we're going to do a lot more of this type of stuff where we're going to go deeper into what we're doing for the products. And then, tune in again next month. One of the things we're going to be doing is giving a little bit of a preview. So at the end of October, join our Defining an MSP Platform live stream. And we'll then walk through a couple of the big things that we got coming for IT Nation. So it looks like Will's got one more thing to share.
Surprise. It was just posted in the chat. There's a little bit of a bonus we created for you, showing you what we've delivered in PSA and Asio within the last month. I'm going to do this every single month. So if you want to keep updated, keep joining our live streams, and we'll make sure that is available for you as just a quick, easy reference to go, okay, cool. What did they do this last month? So again, this is how you can start to make sure that your teams are ready and you know when you need to start adopting PSA and ASIO. So click that link.
Very cool.
That's what's new for PSA and ASIO, and see what we've done within the last month. It's awesome.
All right.
It is. And hey, I love the interaction. We got one more question, so I just want to make sure before we sign off that I'm able to answer that. For anybody who joined in later, for maybe anybody who doesn't know, we probably didn't do a good job at the beginning explaining this. ASIO is the ConnectWise platform. All of the solutions that ConnectWise brings to market will live on this platform. It is extremely unique in that it has a centralized data layer. It has common services. It has a common user experience, like what you showed or what we showed earlier. And it really allows you to change the way you operate. If you're a partner today, you will be experiencing ASIO. So for instance, if you've got PSA or Manage as it's formally called, you're eligible to join us in this program and you'll be able to experience the great benefits of ASIO. ASIO isn't something you buy. It's not something that's separate. It is the platform that powers everything. And so we're really excited that we've been working on it for quite a while, and we're excited to take it to the next level.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, we already gave you some homework. Make sure you take those 3 calls to action that I gave you. And hey, really appreciate Will, Jake. Thanks for being here. I know it's a bit of a rainy day outside, but like you all said, we wanted to be here to do this. So thank you everybody for joining us. And hey, look forward to seeing you in the virtual community at IT Nation and on the next live stream. Have a good one.
Thanks so much, folks. Take care. Bye.
Take care, everybody.